everybody and welcome. I am the grounded Gliscor favorite Iron Ball holding PokeTuber of this channel, and I want to welcome you to another team builder as me as your coach of the Low Land Nidoqueens. You're taking on the Alola International Season 1, and your Low Land Nidoqueens are currently 1-0, and this week we are taking on the Angelo Slowbro, coached by Alex. Alright. If you're hyped that there is another team builder on the channel, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you have not. I want to stay tuned for some more competitive battling. And how I will do this team builders, I will actually go over the team of my opponent, then I will go over my team, and later I will also discuss the threats that his team might have, in my opinion. Also, I will go over the moves and the threats that we have currently, and so you have a clearer, a thought process of how we went into this. So, excuse me, his team of Alex consists of the 11 Pokemon: Weavile, Tapu Fini, Latios, Alola Marowak, Mega Scizor, Thundurus Incarnate, Chestnut, Nidoking, Snorlax, Hippowdon, and Galvantula. The team should all be on your right now. Looking at our squad, for the people who don't know our squad yet, we have Mega Blastoise, Bisharp, Gengar, Shaymin. We had Conkeldurr, but we dropped it off as a free agent and took Ambipom in return. Dragonite. Next up we had Gardevoir, but we dropped it off also for a free agent and took Espeon, Rotom Heat, Nidoqueen, Klefki, and Suicune. And our Z captain is Dragonite. So, looking at our opponent's team of the Angelo Slowbro, he has a Weavile, which is a fast priority user, which he can use S1W2 base speed, as priority in Ice Shard. Also can knock off a lot of things, which gains stab because it's a dark ice type. It can hit really hard and is a really big threat to a number on our team, so I'm really scared of actually seeing it on the squad actually. If it comes, then we're kind of fucked, but then I think we can play around it if you do it correctly. The second Pokemon he has is a Tapu Fini, which is mostly bulk and defog. It can also use Aqua Ring. It also sets up Misty Terrain, so it prevents status for 5 turns, I believe, and which also limits the Tapu Fini because it doesn't have good recovery. It doesn't even get rest. So it is a good bulky water type, but it lacks the recovery which it needs. Speaking of defoggers, Latios is on the squad as well, and Latios is one of the mons which can be a defogger, which isn't quite likely to see, and the reason for that is because he has multiple mons which can remove hazards. Latios is probably seen as a Life Orb user, a Scarfer, maybe Specs even, and Draco Meteor can really hurt the team maybe, with some other coverage he can get, and I'm really hoping that we can get through this combination of mons like Weavile, Latios. The next one on this team is finally a bit slower, which is Alola Marowak, which hits freaking hard, holding a Tick Club and maybe an Animate Max Attack. It is a Ghost Fire type, introduced in Sun and Moon of course, it's in the Alolan form. It gets 3 abilities like Rock Head, Lightning Rod, and Cursed Body, I believe. Lightning Rod is very good versus our team at the moment because it completely walls our Rotom. And I think if he brings Alola Marowak with Lightning Rod, we are a bit in an issue right now with Rotom Heat, but if needed we can maybe get around it. Not sure yet how, but you will probably see it in this team builder right here. Also, the next one that he has can also be used as a defogger. It is Mega Scizor. I have experience with Mega Scizor in the past, and Mega Scizor can be a bulky defogger, a bulky source that says straight up offense or straight up defense, just how you like it to be, and it's forced to run defog, but that is how most people would use it. Mega Scizor also has priority, so it's another priority user on his team, and we're also able to use U-turn. It can pretty much wreck the switches that we potentially have. So next up is Thundurus Incarnate, which I'm really scared of because it is a C captain as well, so you don't know what to expect because Thundurus Incarnate is really versatile. It gets a lot of moves which it can hit us with. It gets, for example, moves that could scare us are Sludge Wave, it gets Dark Pulse, it gets then the stab moves that it gets, like Thunderbolt. It doesn't get Flying Stab except Fly, Sky Drop, and Hidden Power Flying if I'm correct, which will be usable, all because the Super Strong Sky Strike from a Fly Thunderous can maybe hurt the team to come around Shaymin, as you see right here. The other mon that he has is Chestnut, which is a bulletproof mon, which actually can wall Gengar if we want Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball, something along those lines. Bulletproof ability, also be immune to Focus Blast and moves like that. All Bomb and Blast moves are actually immune to Chestnut right here. It's also a great defensive option, which has Leech Seed, Spiky Shield. It gets set up spikes, it can Recovery and Drain Punch, as Synthesis is an example. And since it's a starter, it has base stats all around, so. The other one I'm really scared about right here is Nidoking. Nidoking is quite the example which Nidoqueen has versus his team. With both having the right coverage and the right speed if needed, can actually destroy a part of our team. And I'm telling you straight up, we're not going to see a Nidoqueen versus Nidoking this week. But maybe somewhere later in the season we might be able to do that. The other mon that he has right here is Snorlax, so it's a great specially defensive mon which can be used to take with Assault Vest to take a special hits very nicely compared with Tick Fed. It gets also immunity, which doesn't let it get toxic, which is actually great, and also it gets Gluttony for Gluttony Figgy Berry set as an example. Gluttony Figgy Berry actually is sort of scary because I know that Alex used Figgy Berry and Recycle in the first week, so I don't know what he's gonna do with it, but he can get some creative stuff. The other mon that he has is Hippowdon. Hippowdon is actually a mon which can also be defensive, it can also be offensive, but compared with the Sand and the capability set of Rocks, Slack Off, and Yawn, I think it's gonna be a defensive set right here. Not much said about Hippowdon, it's not really that great, other than it has great defensive capability, but I don't have much to say about it. And this last one is very fast as well, which is Galvantula. It can set up webs actually. It can be a Sash, it can be a Life Orb, and actually I want to predict a Life Orb set this week. Because if he brings webs and sand, then he's probably going to be a Life Orb. If he just brings only webs, then I think he only has a Sash. That is the way I would think about this. So, you already saw part of the team right here. You saw Shaman, and I will go right into the moves that we have and the spread and such. So, we have Hawkthorn right here holding a Life Orb, Natural Cure ability. With Seed Flare, Psychic, Rest, and Healing Wish, we have dual moves for the team to recover with. With 92 HP, 164 special attack, 8 special defense, and 244 in speed. So the 244 in speed is actually to outspeed Nidoking, which is a big threat to us. And since it's a big threat to us, I actually wanted to go and went with outspeeding a Life Orb variant because that's what scares us the most. A Gliscor variant can also be very scary, but we can play around that a bit better than we normally could. So I wanted to outspeed it, and with 164 special attack, we actually OHKO a lot of the things that get hit with Seed Flare and Psychic, like Hippowdon gets blown away, Nidoking gets blown away, Chestnut gets blown away. We also do a big ton to the rest of his team. So I'm pretty glad about that. We just needed the HP that was left with the special defense to take on, well, to gain a bit of bulk and maybe take on Thunderous Incarnate a bit better. But I decided on a bit offensive set right here, with Seed for Psychic to deal damage to the team, rest up if we take too much Life Orb damage, or we get too weakened in the part that we need Shaman still for the late game, and Healing Wish is there just in case we need to heal up a mon straight up, which is weak. Like for example, if our Rotom is very weak and that is going to be our win call, we can Healing Wish up, you go to Rotom, and Rotom can be at full again to do the work that it needs to be done. Get done, sorry. So, that is pretty much Shaman, so let's go into the second one right here, which is going to be Rudy Espeon making his first debut on the first time it can actually join. As Rudy the Espeon, level 50 as well, holding the Tonga Berry, Magic Bounce, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Grass Knot, and Quick Attack. 152 HP, 148 special attack, 44 special defense, and 164 in speed. You look at this and you might say, like, Grounded, why the heck do you run Quick Attack? This Espeon right here is designed to be an anti-lead. And I think that no matter what he brings, he's actually gonna be our lead mainly. Because if he has Galvantula, we can take a modest Life Orb Bug Buzz with Tanga Berry, which doesn't 2-hit KO. With Psychic, we can bring it down to his Sash, and then we Quick Attack the next turn, so we be at half. The other suggestion that we had was actually running a Focus Sash on Espeon, and then maybe Timid to outspeed it, Psychic 2 times, but then we wouldn't be in 1 HP, and if he has Sand, I don't think that would be a good combination. And at this point, Grass Knot 2 with KO, Shadow Ball can OHKO the Alola Marowak if needed. Psychic is there to hit the most things with stab. I know we could also run Psy Shock to hit the Snorlax better, but on the other hand, since it's an anti-lead, I thought I would more build on the fact that we may face Conventional and hit Hippowdon in that manner. We can also hit Latios with the Shadow Ball, but I don't see that quite happening because we don't outspeed. With the 164 in speed, we also outspeed Nidoking just as Shaman does, just to be sure of that. And the 152 HP with 40 for special defense ensures us to lift the Bug Buzz at 51% or so. So the third one on the squad right here is Zaratan, making his debut also in the second week, holding the Blastoise Knight Dorant ability with Ice Beam, Water Pulse, Rapid Spin and Seismic Toss. Rocking 236 HP, 124 defense, 128 special attack at 20 speed. Right here, this may also be a weird set, but I think versus Alex we probably need to be. We have Ice Beam just to hit Latios, Latios mostly, and maybe even hit the mons like Thundurus Incarnate if he swaps that in. We can also actually take on the Nidoking with this, even we have Water Pulse, but we can hit multiple things with this. It also has the Chestnut. Water Pulse is just there for overall stab, and he doesn't have that great monster to switch into it unless Chestnut, Snorlax pretty much, Tapu Fini, and Latios actually to an extent. We have Rapid Spin to get clear of hazards, and we have Seismic Toss to actually 1v1 Tapu Fini. With the current set we have, we win the war of Blastoise versus Tapu Fini 1v1, even if he has leftovers. Because we do more damage to him than he can do with us with Moonblast. Even if he lowers our attack or whatnot, it doesn't matter because Seismic Toss does damage based on your level. And we can actually 1v1 it right now, and the 20 in speed is actually to outspeed a non-invested Tapu Fini, which I think he can run. And if you don't outspeed it, then not, but I think this is the best play. We can also outspeed Alola Marowak at this point a bit better, because if he wants to run max speed Jolly, I believe he has a chance to outspeed us and do a hefty chunk. And a 124 defense actually to take on mons better that are physically offensive, like Snorlax, Hippowdon, Weavile even. Alola Marowak is still gonna blow us back when it's ever holding the Tick Club, but yeah. This isn't the craziest set you have seen though, even though Quick Attack, Espeon and Seismic Toss, Blastoise are pretty crazy in itself. But the other mon is actually going to be great as well, in my opinion. It's going to be weird, but it's going to work. So we have Rotom right here, Gibson the Rotom, Leftovers, Levitate ability, Complex V-Spread, rocking Hidden Power Fire, Pink Split, Dark Pulse and Protect, rocking 240 HP, 124 defense, 100 special attack, 24 special defense and 20 in speed. So the first thing that you will notice about this Rotom is that it doesn't rock any stab unless HP Fire counts. And instead of Overheat Stab, we went HP Fire. The reason for that is when I look at his team, I see a lot of potential mons which get set up at Rotom when it's -2. Like for example, the scenario that I see happen if he is in the point that he needs to sack Chestnut or Scissor, and we have Overheat and we miss maybe, he can set up, or if we land and he has another setup mon in the back, he can actually set up on Rotom, and at this point he can't. Dark Pulse is just to hit Latios as well if needed, and also the Alola Marowak because we can swap into it if he predicts an electric type move. Phase Split here is actually to recover some health if needed, and Protect is to scout for maybe Scarfers, gain Leftovers recovery, maybe stall out Misty Terrain as well. And now going into the spread, we have 240 HP, 124 defense and 24 special defense to actually go a bit bulky, to take a Scissor and Weavile as well together. And we can actually lift a Draco Meteor from Latios from full. I don't expect us to be at full, but this was just a maybe. 24 in special defense. We already talked about it. We have 100 special attack to ensure an OHKO on Scissor. If it's bulky, Defogger as an example. And we have 20 in speed, just to make sure that if he speed creeps Rotom with Tapu Fini, that we can actually outspeed it with Rotom as well and still get off a Paint Split maybe, or something along those lines. That's mostly the point. So that's actually, the Rotom is going to be a pretty crazy running an Hidden Power Fire Rotom, but I think we are prepared for this. So the other mon which I think is going to shine as well is going to be Saphira the Dragonite holding a Choice Band, which is our Z Captain user. And that is even the Z Captain user doesn't mean that we need to run a Z Crystal. We can also run other items, but it can use Z Crystals. So Saphira holding a Choice Band with multi-skill ability, rocking Earthquake, Fire Punch, Extreme Speed, and Dragon Claw, 218 HP, 180 attack, 8 special defense, and 104 speed. The 104 speed gets us to 113, which allows us to outspeed Tapu Fini as well. We don't outspeed what is his name? Nidoking, but Nidoking outspeeds us anyway. And Extreme Speed at this point isn't ensured to a KO, and with this current moveset, after Tapu Fini is gone and the likes of Hippowdon, we can actually turn Saphira around into an amazing mon which can take lives for days actually. With the ability of actually using Extreme Speed Earthquake, we can take down a number of his mons. Dragon Claw is just for stab once Tapu Fini is gone, and Fire Punch is just to hit mons like Scissor as an example, and maybe Weavile Chestnut if needed. That's pretty Saphira right here. 218 HP is just to maximize our bulk if needed to keep the multi-scale actually, and maybe take hits. So that's pretty much Saphira. And the last one which I'm proud of really to be here is Lilith the Gengar coming back again, holding the Choice Scarf and Curse Body ability of course, like a Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Hidden Power Fire, and Trick. 12 HP, 96 defense, 232 special attack, and 168 speed. The 168 speed right here is enough to outspeed Nidoking after we lose our Scarf. And with Scarf we are actually outspeeding everything on this team except Scarfers. Thunder is Incarnate for an example. Latios, something along those lines. 232 special attack is just to ensure our KOs on some mons. And the 12 HP and 96 defense is just to live a pursuit from Weavile if he wants to pursue Threat Boss as we want to attack it. HP Fire is there to hit Scissor, because Scissor I see you swap in because he has Technician Pursuit if possible. So that's why. And Trick is to maybe Trick and Choice Scarf on a Hippowdon, a Snorlax, a Tapu Fini if needed. And I think this can be awesome to use. So, this is actually the team builder for this, and the battle is going to be tomorrow, which is going to be uploaded. And be sure to leave a comment down below if you think we're going to win or lose versus our opponent. So, I'm your coach of the Low Land Nidoqueens, and I will see you tomorrow in the battle. Wish me the best of luck, and I'm out. Bye!